The Crosstown Series resumes, this time on the south side, and they call it the Windy City for other reasons, but it is particularly appropriate tonight, as windy as we've seen it all year here in Chicago. We're set for Cubs baseball. WGN Sports on the U brings you the 88th regular season meeting between the Cubs and the White Sox. Hot and windy here on the south side, along with Bob Brenly. I'm Len Casper. Dale Swain gets 3 more chances to use a designated hitter this year, and of course it's Alfonso Soriano.
Yeah, not much decision this year. I'll tell you, Alfonso Soriano in the Minnesota series on the last road trip looked very comfortable and certainly was outstandingly productive. Some of the best swings we've seen Fonzie take all season long. He was hitting fastballs, he was hitting off-speed pitches, and he was barreling up everything he swung at.
Well, you get that extra position player, and it allows Dale to put really back-to-back leadoff hitters in the lineup. He has Tony Campana batting ninth and playing left. A very interesting lineup. More on that a little bit later. And Bob, it's been a tough go for the Cubs against the White Sox over the last 24 meetings.
Yeah, and some of that is just coincidence, Len. Certainly some of it is the White Sox have more talented players on the field, but it has swung heavily to the south side of town over the last 24 meetings. They've out-hit them, they've out-pitched them, they've outscored them. Hopefully those numbers will swing the other direction tonight.
Now, having said that, the White Sox come in having lost 4 of 5. They've actually played better on the road than at home.
It's hard to figure. This is very much a home run ballpark. The White Sox are very much a home run hitting team. It's hard to justify those numbers.
Right now, the White Sox with a 1.5 game lead in the American League Central. When we come back, we'll talk about tonight's starting pitching matchup. Matt Garza will get the ball for the Cubs. More coming up from the south side. By Budweiser. A reminder from Budweiser, great times are waiting. Designated driver. Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. The Illinois Lottery. Do you believe in the power of possibility? The Illinois Lottery. Anything's possible. And by Ford, manufacturers of more fuel-efficient vehicles than any other brand. Check them out at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. Cubs wrapping up interleague play, just 3-9 so far against the American League, but tonight's starter has faced AL opponents a lot in his career.
And you hope that experience will benefit Matt Garza against the White Sox here at Cellular Field tonight. See his numbers against the American League, and hopefully he'll be the ace of the staff. They need him to step up and pitch like an ace.
Yeah, he's pitched pretty well over his last 3, but without a win. And Zach Stewart, right-hander, jumps out of the bullpen and into the rotation to push Jake Peavy and Chris Sale back.
Scary-looking numbers if you're a White Sox fan. He's also surrendered a home run every 4 innings pitched. This could be a good night for the Cubs offense.
Well, revenge on the minds of the Cubs as they got swept on the north side back in May. We'll have Game 1 of this Crosstown Series coming up. The Cubs and the White Sox next. By Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
Time to take a look at tonight's Mazda drive to victory and what the Cubs need to do tonight. Matt Garza needs to keep the ball in the ballpark. He surrendered 9 home runs already this year after 14 all season last year. And for the White Sox, they need to hit him out of the ballpark. 5th in the American League in home runs, and the wind is howling out tonight. Drive to Victory is brought to you by your local Chicagoland Mazda dealers. See your Chicagoland Mazda dealer for a test drive today at driveamazda.com.
Now the Cubs Pepsi lineup brought to you by Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. You see David DeJesus getting the start in center. You've got Brian LaHair in right, Soriano the DH, both catchers in the lineup. Clevenger at first, Barney at second, Valbuena at third. Soto just off the disabled list with Tony Campana playing left.
Take a look at the White Sox defensively here tonight. Viciedo, Diaza, and Rios left to right across the outfield. It'll be the O-Dog, Orlando Hudson at third. Ramirez at short, Beckham at second base. Paul Konerko over at first base. That guy, A.J. Przinsky, behind the plate tonight for right-hander Zach Stewart. Stewart, a sinker slider pitcher. You see his numbers out of the bullpen for the White Sox this year. This is his first start of the season. Opponent's batting average of .314. I mentioned he gives up the home runs. 6 surrendered in just over 24 innings of work.
With the umpires for tonight, Dan Isaonga, Connecticut native, will work the plate. Buckner, Miller, and the crew chief Dale Scott on the bases. '25-year-old right-hander Zach Stewart makes his first start of the year. Jake Peavy will go tomorrow. Chris Sale will not pitch at all in this series. Cubs will face 3 right-handed starters, which statistically should work to their favor. They have really scuffled against lefties. And we mentioned the outfield alignment. Tonight, this is game 67 of the year. All 3 starting outfielders for the Cubs starting at that particular position for the first time all year, including DeJesus in center. He's played that position a lot. And he takes a strike. It's hot, not very humid, but really windy. And the wind, no doubt, will affect maybe even pitches, let alone fly balls. It is that windy, Bob. There were 2 screens on the field during White Sox batting practice that were toppled over near second base. Changeup missed outside.
This is windy as I've ever seen it in the Windy City. This is just ridiculous. And talking to A.J. Przinsky before the ball game about what effect will the wind have on batted balls, he says it's hard to say. The wind gets inside U.S. Cellular Field, swirls around.
This ball, wind pushing it all the way over to Viciedo in left center for the out. And mentioning the outfield alignment tonight, Bob, I think on paper you could argue that this is the best offensive lineup Dale Swain maybe has had all year. And, you know, the DH helps, but putting Tony Campana in that 9th spot, you've got good speed at the bottom and the top. You keep LaHair in the lineup in right, and you've got Soriano at the DH spot.
And of course, with LaHair moving to right field, that leads to a lot of speculation that this is preparation for sometime in the very near future when Anthony Rizzo will be called up to the Major League club and be inserted at first base. LaHair played 9 games in right field last year, 5 games in left field, and my recollection was he was serviceable, didn't make any glaring mistakes.
Fastball, swing and a miss by Starlin Castro. Had 3 hits last night against the Red Sox. Mentioned it in the open, Stewart will give up hits and home runs. From Wichita Falls, Texas. 3rd round pick of the Cincinnati Reds out of Texas Tech in 2008. Been with the Blue Jays and the White Sox in the big leagues. A bird's eye view from the visiting dugout. Two is tapped foul. Got roster moves to tell you about here in a little bit. Seems like the Cubs can't go a week without 2 or 3 moves in terms of their roster. Good to see Giovanni Soto back and in the lineup tonight, catching. Out into right center. Rios. And almost a collision there as De Aza makes a catch.
I'll tell you what, Len, as we've seen from the first 2 fly balls in this game, communication is going to be key tonight on defense. I was starting to tell about AJ talking about the winds here at U.S. Cellular. The flags on top of the stadium are really not a good indicator of what the wind is doing at field level. One time it may push the ball deeper into the outfield. The next time it may knock the ball down. Outfielders and infielders are really going to have to communicate tonight.
Now here is Brian LaHair, the right fielder, and he takes a fastball in there for a strike. That one up and in, 1-1. This is the start of a 6-game road trip, and the Cubs able to sleep in their own beds for the first half of it before moving on to Arizona for the weekend.
It's warming up a little bit in Arizona too, Lane.
I would imagine so.
I think the temperatures while we're there all triple digits every day, obviously. 111, 107. Thank goodness for retractable roofs.
That's a strike, even though it was boxed by Brzezinski. On a full count, 3-2.
Yeah, Stewart not overpowering with his fastball. It'll sit in the low 90s. Occasionally might touch 94, 95 on a good day if he gets this wind at his back. That time AJ just trying to hold that pitch at the bottom of the zone. Couldn't hang on.
That one smacked into left for a 2-out single. Well, as we said, the good news is Giovanni Soto's back. The bad news is that Ryan Dempster, who over his last 3 starts didn't allow a run, has gone to the DL with tightness in his right lat. That's the muscle right behind or underneath the right shoulder. He said it started to bother him in his start at Milwaukee, but he would make 2 more starts without allowing a run. Cubs are being extra cautious with it. And Demp said he knows his body well and hopefully won't be out more than the minimum 15 days. So left-hander Scott Maine recalled from AAA Iowa, and he's in the bullpen. Randy Wells will get the start Wednesday night. I think you would agree this is the best stretch we've ever seen from Ryan Dempster.
And that speaks to his physical conditioning, the fact that he's been able to pitch through that lat injury since Milwaukee and be as effective as he's been.
Two and one on the designated hitter, Alfonso Soriano. The kick and the pitch. Now 2-2. What a weekend he had at Target Field a little over a week ago.
Even his outs were hit hard in that series. He just looked like he was comfortable, like he was enjoying himself, and the numbers would reflect that.
Swings and misses. And again, Brzezinski dropped it, but they tag Soriano and the inning is over. White Sox coming up after the Cubs fail to score. Most runs in the major leagues. De Aza, Beckham, Dunn leading the majors in home runs. Konerko at first, Rios in right, Brzezinski back to the plate. You've got Dayan Viciedo in left, Alexei Ramirez in short, and Orlando Hudson in third.
Different look to the Cubs lineup tonight. Let's check them out defensively. Tony Campana in left field, David DeJesus in center, Brian LaHare over in right field. Luis Valbuena doing a nice job down at third base once again. Starlin Castro, Darwin Barney will make up the double play combo up the middle. Steve Clevenger moves out to first base tonight, making way for Giovanni Soto just off the disabled list, and he'll be catching right-hander Matt Garza.
Well, 7 consecutive winless starts for Garza, but over his last 3, a 3.50 ERA. Victimized by a Joe Mather error in the 6th inning against Detroit on Wednesday. As he suffered the loss, gave up 5 runs, only 3 earned in his 6 innings of work.
As always, the Cubs defensive alignment brought to you by Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Alejandro De Aza, the center fielder, leads it off. And takes a fastball at 93 on the outside edge. Good curveball. On the inside corner, 0-2. The last time the Cubs faced the White Sox, they were hoping a little jet lag would set in after they came back from Anaheim. It didn't work out as the Sox swept them. Well, this time they're coming back from Los Angeles against the Dodgers.
I thought it was interesting too, Len, that the White Sox usually after a long flight like that, a late night getting back to your hometown, you kind of give the guys a little bit of a breather the next day. But the White Sox were out here. They took infield before the ball game, full round of batting practice. Perhaps Robin Ventura feels like staying in your routine is the best thing you can do.
Robin in his first year as a White Sox manager had that hot stretch in May and won 13 of 14 to grab first in their division. Even though they've struggled lately, they're still in first place. That's DeJesus in center. You see the wind playing tricks with every fly ball tonight. And we'd love to hear from you. Keep in touch. You can email us at lenandbob@tribune.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well.
Nothing new for David DeJesus in center field. He's played more games there than the other two outfield spots over the course of his career.
Gordon Beckham with 2 game-winning home runs in that series at Wrigley. Adam Dunn on deck. You see just by looking at Matt Garza's jersey just how windy it is.
Or the warning track or the napkins whistling around U.S. Cellular Field. I just saw a cow go by the booth.
Dust flying all over the place. Are you having flashbacks to the 80s?
Oh, I'm telling you, feels right at home. Candlestick Park.
Deep to right, LaHair going after it. And he makes a catch on the warning track. Nicely done by Brian LaHair. His first reps out there this season in right field. Not an easy play for all the reasons we've talked about.
Yeah, this is not the ideal night to move a guy to a new position, but Brian LaHair got a nice jump on that ball. Never took his eye off of it, tracked it all the way to the warning track, and makes a nice running catch.
Made 9 starts in right last year for the Cubs. Has played out there in the minor leagues, but again, first chance of the year in right this season.
And he said he's had a lot of reps in winter ball as well, playing in the outfield, so not unfamiliar to him, but tough conditions here tonight.
What a year for Adam Dunn. Even if he didn't hit another home run all year, it would be a huge improvement from last year. He has more homers and RBIs than he had all of last season as we sit here on June 18th.
I think as we look back, when Adam Dunn someday hangs him up, you're going to look back at his stats and say, what in the world happened in 2011? This guy has been one of the more consistent run producers, more consistent power hitters, on base percentage guys in the game, with the exception of last year.
Called strike 3. It's the 105th time he has struck out this season, but again, having an excellent year. No score after 1.
Uverse replay of the game. Former Bulls great Scottie Pippen throwing out a ceremonial first pitch tonight, wearing his home whites all the way down to the shoes, and fired a strike. See what's possible with AT&T Uverse high-speed internet. AT&T, rethink possible.
Scotty's in great shape. Into the Basketball Hall of Fame 2 years ago. We're underway here in the second. 1-0 the count on Steve Clevenger. playing first base tonight. First start at first base, 7 innings this season at that position. He hits a chopper to Beckham, and there's plenty of time to get it.
Know a newborn Cubs fan? The Newborn Fan Club is the perfect gift to showcase what it means to be a Cub for life. Receive a customized photo announcing the birth on the Wrigley Field marquee, a Cubs birth certificate, a Cubs baby stocking cap, and a Cubs Rookie of the Year onesie. Perfect for parents and friends alike. Visit Cubs.com for more information and sign up today.
Darwin Barney is hitting 6th. Grounder up the middle. Ramirez up quickly. Oh, what a play. Alexei Ramirez with a fantastic pick. And did he get up quickly and throw that or what? Wow.
Had to get rid of it before that hubcap hit him in the face. Nice play up the middle of the field. Thought that was through for a base hit. He stretches out from his knees off balance, falling back into center field. What a great play. And that's without a shift. Ramirez was playing in a standard defensive position for a shortstop, just covered that much ground.
Well, Luis Valbuena, the third baseman, called up on Thursday and pops one foul third base side out of play. 3-run homer on Saturday. And a career .308 hitter against the White Sox, including .340 and 50 at bats in this ballpark as he rolls one into left. Here's Giovanni Soto, hopefully getting a restart on his season. An arthroscopic left knee surgery 1 month ago today. That was May 18th. At the time, you see his numbers, 161. Played 5 games on his rehab assignment for AAA Iowa. Hit 188 with 2 doubles and scored a run. Wellington Castile was sent back to AAA. The Cubs want him to play every day. Wilson thought about keeping 3 catchers on the roster.
That's always an intriguing possibility, carrying that extra catcher, especially when you have a guy like Tony Campana available a lot of days off the bench as a pinch runner.
Not hit very hard. Hudson will charge, the former Gold Glove second baseman. And he makes the play to end the inning. 2-out single, no runs, scoreless early. Crosstown Cup continues. I will say this about the wind. It has mitigated some of the heat. The reading on my dashboard was triple digits as I got on the Dan Ryan today. Why is it that the hottest 3 days of every calendar year are when we come to this ballpark?
Tough to figure. Tough to figure.
Here's Paul Konerko. If the season ended today, as we like to say, he would win the American League batting title. Leading the league at .359, played in just 1 game at Wrigley Field. Had a 2-run homer in the first inning, but then was hit by a pitch near the left eye in the 3rd inning by Jeff Samardzija. Had to exit, did not play again in the series. Unfortunately, other than a shiner underneath that eye, he didn't miss a whole lot of time. I don't think anyone's ever questioned his toughness.
No, no. carrying a .359 batting average into play tonight, leading the American League by a wide margin over Josh Hamilton.
Couldn't hold up. Well, the manager in the other dugout paid him a very nice compliment. Dale Swain said because of his ability to hit a fastball, he's basically slump-proof.
Boy, especially when he has the count in his favor. As dangerous a hitter as there is in baseball when he has 2-0 and 3-1.
De Jesus will retire him.
Hey, Cubs fans, if you want to manage a game along with Dale Swain, log on to WGNTV.com right now and click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you're watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape. Pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more. Don't need a hot tub tonight.
Alex Rios, the right fielder, comes in with 8 home runs. White Sox get a lot of home runs in this ballpark. 996 since 2004. And leads the major leagues during that stretch. So he holds his hands really low as he gets ready to hit. Swing and a miss.
He's actually carrying them a little bit higher this year than he did in past seasons. But you'll see he starts with them low, and by the time that ball is released, they're up in a more traditional hitting position. Always such a fine line when you have that kind of movement with your hands as the pitcher is winding up to throw the ball to home plate. Sometimes you get them up a little too soon. Sometimes you're a little slow in getting your hands up into that hitting position. Very fine timing.
Matt Garza comes into this start, believe it or not, 5 games under 500 in his career. One of 4 active starters with a losing record and a sub-4 career ERA. Hiroki Kuroda, Anibal Sanchez, Justin Masterson are the others. And his guys with at least 100 starts. Nearing 1,000 innings in his career, 5 1/3 short, starting the ball game tonight. This is his 165th game and 162nd career start. Called strike 3. Got that fastball up to 96, and while Rios complaining, looked like a pretty good pitch.
Giovanni Soto sliding over onto that inside corner. Pitch may have been a little bit off the inside corner. But both pitchers, with the wind blowing the way it is tonight, really utilizing the inside part of the plate. Normally you would think if you're trying not to have the ball hit out of the ballpark, stay away from the hitters. But some of these big, strong hitters in this White Sox lineup, exactly the opposite is true. You want to get in there and negate some of their power.
Hello, AJ.
Hello, AJ.
Had been hot, but now just 2 for his last 15. Cubs always seem to bring out the best in him. Hey, Cub fans, make sure you check out our WGN Baseball blog at WGNTV.com. It's brought to you by Jeff Vukovich, nationwide agent serving the area for 33 years. Contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. I have a post on the Cubs record, and we have lots of photos from our Hot Stove Cool Music event last Thursday at Metro. 1-2.
Has the glow faded yet, partner? I know that was one of the most fun things you've ever done.
Yep.
That was great.
All for a good cause. He chased a bad one, strikes out. The inning comes to an end. 6 up, 6 down for Garza early on. Scoreless after 2.
WGN WGN TV is brought to you by Bud Light Lime-A-Rita, the ready-to-drink margarita with a refreshing twist of Bud Light Lime.
Were you out there jamming before the game?
Oh, yeah. At least they're in the shade.
Called strike on Campana. Tony hitting ninth. Cornerman in. And that one punched foul. Out of play, third base side. First start of the year in left for Campana. All of his other starts coming in center. Stewart likes to work fast. And there's a bouncer. Beckham's going to have to hurry, and he will get it. All right, Bob, time to take a look at tonight's Illinois Lottery Anything's Possible moment. This is the first time in Major League history a National League team has faced the Sox in consecutive series. The Anything's Possible moment, did you feel it?
Yes,
Is brought to you by the Illinois Lottery, who each day make anything possible. How about that? No National League teams ever faced the Sox in consecutive series.
We get the Diamondbacks to change their name to the Argyles. It would make it 3 series in a row.
Well, I think SOX has to be somewhere in the title.
Argyle Sox.
Okay, Argyle Sox. Yeah, that would work. De Jesus muscles that one out in his shallow right, but it'll be caught by Rios for out number 2. And if we stay on pace with the first 2 innings, Starlin Castro will hit a single. Comes with 2 hits, both 2-out singles. Well, the White Sox rotation has been written about a lot lately. John Danks on the DL with a sore shoulder. He was hoping to return and pitch tonight, but had a setback last week. Gavin Floyd, Philip Umber have been struggling. We mentioned their 2 best starters so far this year, Peavy and Sale, given a little extra rest this week. Strike on Castro, and it's 1-2. There's Don Cooper, long time White Sox pitching coach, and a base hit into right. Starlin Castro at his best. A 1-2 pitch, and he keeps that trend working with the 2-out singles.
It's his 82nd hit of the season in his 67th game. Just that uncanny ability to get the bat on the ball. Pitches in the zone, out of the zone. Doesn't seem to make much difference to Starlin. Just get the bat on the ball.
Well, there's been so much talk about Castro in every facet, and particularly this year about his offense. The fact that while he has picked up his hits, he's not walking a whole lot. And I think there are 2 ways to look as we try to project what his career will be. 1-0 to LaHair. That's a strike. If he never does markedly improve his patience, he's still probably going to hit 300 every year. And if he continues to improve defensively, and we've seen a lot of improvement in that area, he could be a very good, productive major league player. The second part is to get to that next level, we're talking elite offensive players, maybe elite middle infielders. He is going to have to eventually lay off the 1-2 pitch that he actually picked up a base hit on. Take those pitches, wait for one that's waist high, and hit it out of the ballpark. And he still may do that, as Theo Epstein has reminded. He's only 22, as Brian LaHare gives that one a ride. Deep right center. Gone! A 2-run homer. 13th of the year for Brian LaHare, and the Cubs strike first.
Comes early in the ball game tonight. Our Nissan drive of the game, a breaking ball down and out over the plate. Brian LaHare with great extension, stayed back well on that off-speed pitch and drives it out of here to right center field. Get to a Nissan dealer for great deals on innovation. You can count on innovation for all.
RBIs 27 and 28, and a 2-0 lead. Been a good day for LaHare to this point. 2 for 2 with a home run and a nice catch defensively as Soriano bounces to third. Hudson will throw him out. 2-out rally, and the Cubs jump on top 2-0 in the third. Came on a 1-2 pitch, went down, golfed it out. 404 feet, the estimated distance. And the Cubs, who came in with the worst road mark in baseball at 8-25. And a 2-run lead as Matt Garza's back to work. Viciedo, Ramirez, and Hudson for the White Sox. Well, in Cleveland, the Reds and the Indians are tied at 7 in the bottom of the 5th. I laugh because Derek Lowe, who's been jawing back and forth in the media with Dusty Baker, still in there after 5. 11 hits, 7 runs. Fly ball to left. Campana still going back, and he has it on the warning track. And Litos went just 4 innings.
Supposedly the whole thing got started when Derek Lowe plunked Joey Votto back in the 09 season. So Joey Votto got a measure of revenge, going deep in his first at bat tonight against Derek Lowe. Yeah, that's getting really chippy over there between Dusty and Derek Lowe.
I got to be honest, I don't like hearing the "I have no respect for whomever." I'm not a big fan of that one. You can have your issues with guys, but it's gotten very personal. Now, there's a difference, I should remind people, between "I don't have any respect for some other person" and the Rodney Dangerfield "I don't get no respect." That we hear a lot.
Let me tell you. Yeah, you're right. It does sound very personal. Like there might be more to the story than we're hearing, but yeah, it's not pretty.
There's a switch hitting Orlando Hudson on deck. 3-1 on Ramirez. Make it 3-2. He doesn't look like he can hit the ball out of the ballpark. He only has one homer this year, but he's got some pop.
No question about it. Uses those long arms and that long frame. Generates a lot of bat speed. Tardy that time, however, on the 3-1 pitch.
70 career homers for Ramirez. He's hit at least 15 in each of his first 4 years.
Boy, he is a blade. Stick out his tongue, he'd look like a zipper. That's what you love about the game of baseball. Everybody can play this game. Tall guys, short guys, fat guys, skinny guys. As long as you can hit the ball, throw the ball, and catch the ball, there's a place for you in this game. Wonder who's stealing his meal money, though.
Adam Dunn, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that deflects off the glove of Garza. Glove to glove, and the problem there was the ball actually stuck in Barney's glove a little longer than he wanted. That created a little air under the ball and allowed Ramirez to reach on a base hit.
Yeah, really the only play Darwin Barney had that time was to try to shovel it to Steve Clevenger glove to glove, but as you said, it kind of rattled around in there, got stuck in the webbing just enough that it didn't come out cleanly. Threw a changeup rather than a fastball, and with Ramirez's speed, he's able to leg it out for an infield hit.
First hit for the White Sox. And now Orlando Hudson playing out of position at third base, a 4-time Gold Glover at second. Played a little third in the minors, but never in the big leagues until the White Sox signed him in late May. Brent Morel is on the DL with a back injury. And a flare out in the shallow center, but it'll be Starlin Castro to make the catch. 2 outs. Hey fans, next time you want to catch a Cubs game, head to StubHub, where you'll find the seats you want and the freedom to choose where you want to sit. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Chicago Cubs. For more information, visit Cubs.com/StubHub. Two outs, runner at first, and it's De Aza, the leadoff man, and he chops one to Castro. Comes across the bag, makes a play, and the inning is over. The White Sox get the first hit, but fail to score again. Chopped foul by Steve Clevenger. That's a strike. And it's 1-2. Sliders low as Stewart gets it back. He's ready to work. Mark Burley like in that regard.
Quick between pitches, quick with his windup.
Surrounded the outside corner, but missed. 3-2. Barney on deck. Roll to Beckham.
Time to take a look at our Xfinity catcher profile, protecting home for the White Sox from 81 to 93. For the Red Sox from 71 to 80, the Pudge, Carlton Fisk, 11-time All-Star, Gold Glove winner in 1972, 3-time Silver Slugger, 72 Rookie of the Year, had his number retired by both the Red Sox and the White Sox, and inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame back in 2000. Xfinity Home offers state-of-the-art features that help you stay connected to your home and family anytime, anywhere.
A lot of great moments in his career, but I think one of the best and most bizarre was the double tag at home plate.
That was pretty good. Dale Barra was involved in that.
Yeah.
Maybe Willie Randolph was the other runner, I'm thinking.
Can't forget the big homer for the Red Sox. 75 World Series.
I'll tell you, if you came to watch a ball game and Carlton Fisk was catching, you were going to get a full day of baseball. Not only was he going to do something amazing either offensively or defensively, but he was going to slow the pace of the game if it benefited his pitcher. Made more trips to the mound, to the best of my knowledge, than any other catcher in baseball history.
Out into right. And Rios, I think, was battling the lights. He kind of pointed up toward the lights. Alex, we appreciate that. Letting us know.
Well, we're not far away from that time of evening here where it's going to be very tough to see balls that are hit up in the air. Still enough daylight left and the light shining brightly on top of the stadium, but probably another 20 minutes or so we're going to have that gray dusky time of night where it's really tough for fielders to see the ball when it's popped up in the air.
By the way, Carlton Fisk, I mean, almost half his career with the Red Sox, half with the White Sox. 24 years, and he was a member of the Sox the whole time. Valbuena is 2 for 2. I doubt Pudge had any regrets, but he did appear in 2,499 games. One shy of a pretty big milestone. Blocked by Brzezinski, kept that ball out in front of home plate. And didn't allow Valbuena to even think about second base.
I think that one got AJ up on the wrist. There's a lot of nerves that run up the inside of your forearm right there at that wrist area. Looked like that one took a pretty good bite. Let's take a look here. Yep, and then up into the bicep, blocking it successfully, but paying the price.
Breaking ball strike. And it's 1-1.
Curveball dropped right on the outside corner at 82 miles per hour.
Long run De Aza. He will leave his feet and make the catch to end the inning. Nicely done by De Aza. Still 2-zip Cubs. A pause back. One of our fine camera operators gives it to a kid. Nicely done, Posey.
Well, Joe's a kid himself. That's a real sacrifice
there. Beckham, Dunn, and Konerko against Matt Garza. Slider for a strike at 87 miles an hour. Bounced right to Valbuena. Throws to Clevenger for the out. Now our forward upcoming Cubs schedule. WGNS coverage tomorrow night at 6:30. Cubs and White Sox. Bob and I will have Wednesday night's game. Leadoff man at 6:30, and then Friday from AZ 8 o'clock for the leadoff man. Ford manufacturers of more fuel-efficient vehicles than any other brand. Check them out at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. Outside, ball 1 to Adam Dunn. I do find it interesting when he has a year like he did last year. Everybody complains about his strikeouts. He's striking out a ton this year, but nobody seems to care about it because he has 23 home runs.
I'll say one thing. Adam Dunn's always been a big man, no question about that. But I firmly believe he just wasn't in great shape last year at all. Not from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, but committed himself this winter to getting in good shape, and he looks great and is having a bang up year with the bat.
Well, he and Jake Peavy already excellent candidates for comeback player of the year. Garza back in at 2-2. We'll see Jake Peavy tomorrow night against Travis Wood. Yeah, I don't think anyone would ever call Adam Dunn skinny, but you're right, he does look different.
As you get older in this game, as you get older in life, you tend to carry your weight a little differently. I mean, when you're 23, 24 years old and put on 15 pounds, a lot of people wouldn't even notice it. But when you start getting up there on the wrong side of 30 and you add 15 pounds, it usually goes right to your boiler.
What side of 30 are you on?
Oh, man.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Way on the wrong side.
Matt Garza's only allowed 1 hit. Same goes for R.A. Dickey, but he's through 8 innings. Mets lead Baltimore 5-0. R.A. Dickey is all of a sudden in big time Cy Young contention.
Yeah.
He could be the first knuckleballer to start an all-star game. 37 years old. He has 11 strikeouts tonight. The 0-1 to Konerko. Just missed. Seems like Matt Garza's working with a little better pace tonight.
I think he feels he has all of his weapons available tonight, too. We've seen him throw everything so far in the ballgame.
This will be Darwin Barney as they overshifted toward the left against Konerko, and Garza cruising right along through 4 with a 2-0 lead. Bank, the Curious Bank, member FDIC. Garza's been really good tonight. Cubs are going to be without Ryan Dempster for a couple of weeks, going to the DL with a strained, or tightness rather, in his lat. And hoping everybody else in the rotation can pick up the slack as Campana went. Zach Stewart getting a spot start coming out of the bullpen for the White Sox tonight. He has been creditable to this point, allowing just a 2-run homer. 12th career start. He has a 6 ERA as a starter.
Longest outing of the year so far for Zach Stewart, 3 1/3. So they have to be pretty pleased that he's pitching here into the 5th inning.
They got him from the Blue Jays July 27th of last year with right-hander Jason Frazier. And a deal that sent Edwin Jackson and Mark Teahan the other way. On the ground up the middle, Ramirez will get it, but no chance. That'll be a hit for Campana.
never assume anything with Ramirez out there at shortstop, but with Tony Campana running, once Ramirez left his feet, that was the end of it. That'll go as an infield hit for Tony Campana. Doing what he needs to do, slap that ball on the ground, take advantage of your speed.
Brings up to Jesus, who's flied out twice. And leading the majors with 23 stolen bases.
AJ a little better this year throwing out opposing base stealers. He's right at 20% on the season, but when he's actually had an opportunity to throw the ball, 24% on the season.
Close shave over there at first. Well, he threw it the right time too.
Yeah, caught him between steps, just trying to get out there. That extra step on his leadoff. Had his weight on the wrong foot. Very close. Talked about at the beginning of the show, Lynn, the idea of back-to-back leadoff hitters. Tony Campana hitting in the 9th spot. David DeJesus, we know how patient he is at the plate. Not afraid to take pitches. Give Tony Campana an opportunity to get a jump, steal a base. Nearly caught him again at just about the same time. Taking that extra step.
Two 2-0. Cubs out hitting the White Sox 6-1. And Campana takes off for second, called strike, throw there, save. Number 24 for Tony.
Unfortunately, not a good throw that time by AJ. Tony didn't get a great jump over there at first base, just relying on his speed to try to outrun the catcher's throw, and he's able to do that because AJ bounced the ball to Ramirez. Campana in with number 24.
Might have jammed a finger on that left hand. Back our way, catch it, Bob. Oh,
all over.
Almost had to reach next door.
Right over there.
Jim Tianis was there too, but you about shoved him out of the way.
I heard somebody call for it next door, so I gave way. That's what a catcher's supposed to do. You chase it until somebody calls you off. Thank goodness.
Whoa. Been in 3-2. Stewart gets a sign from Pierzynski, and the pitch on the ground that'll send Campana to third as Beckham gets DeJesus. One away.
Hey fans, how'd you like to see the Cubs battle the Mets at Citi Field or catch the Cardinal series at Wrigley? Cubs Destination has spots available for these highly anticipated matchups. All standard packages include great tickets, first-class hotel accommodation, a special Cubs gift bag, a tour of the ballpark, and a private meet and greet with a current Cubs player. For more information, as always, visit Cubs.com. What a great at bat by David DeJesus that time. Very patient. Gave Campana an opportunity to steal the bag and then rolled over on the 3-2 pitch, hit the grounder to the right side to move him to third.
Castro lifts this one high and deep. Left center field, and that baby will go on the first pitch for his 6th of the year. Couple of 2-run shots tonight, and the Cubs lead 4-0.
Castro with the barrel on the ball, down and through, got a lot of backspin. That ball was hit a mile in the air to left center field, just continued to carry further and further, farther and farther rather, until Diaza runs out of room. That one lands in the front row out there in left center field.
LaHare to deep left. Viciato will get it on the warning track. That ball was hit really hard. LaHare with 3 good at bats. 2 outs. Cubs beating the White Sox at their own game here at home. As we set off the top, the White Sox are under 500 here at U.S. Cellular Field. They score runs here, but they give them up 2. Now Soriano 0 for 2. Deep to center. Did he get enough of this one? He certainly did.
Whoa.
Absolutely crushed. 5-0. That's his 13th. Homer number 353 in his career. And his last 4 have come as a DH.
Oh, and that one was absolutely blasted to straightaway center. No doubt about it. That's 53 home runs surrendered here at U.S. Cellular Field by White Sox pitching this year.
Halfway up that natural batter's eye and straightaway center field. 440 feet. Clevenger hits it high in the air to center. This one playable for Diaza. Cubs with 3 home runs here tonight through 5, leading 5-0.
Bank, the Curious Bank, member FDIC.
Starlin Castro, 2-run homer. 2 batters later, Alfonso Soriano. Hit one 440 feet. The Cubs lead 5-0. Fastball strike on Alex Rios. A tough break for Ryan Dempster with the lat tightness. 3 consecutive starts without allowing a run. "22 consecutive shutout innings for Ryan. Try to continue that when he comes off the DL. Pulled a little too much, foul.
Sounded like a broken bat as well by Rios. Well, I tell you, for a ballpark where the wind swirls the way it does, that was awfully close to the foul line for Rios to just stand near the batter's box and watch it drop. Certainly we can't speak to the conditions here at U.S. Cellular Field as well as people who see every home game, but that was awfully close. As I said, the way the wind is pushing the ball around back and forth, in and out. Odd time to stand at home plate and watch it.
Bouncer to Castro. And he gets it. Hey, Cub fans, we want to recognize you Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers for their support of local youth baseball leagues. Through the Chevy Youth Baseball program, the local Chevrolet dealers support over 30,000 young ball players in their communities. These local Chevy dealers provide leagues with equipment kits, instructional clinics, and financial support. From the big leagues to the youth leagues, Chevy is truly the official vehicle of baseball. Brzezinski struck out swinging his first time up. Garza has allowed an infield hit that was to Alexei Ramirez, and looks like he's going to give up a home run to A.J. Brzezinski over the Cubs bullpen to make it 5-1. A.J. with 12 home runs on the year.
Well, A.J. looked flabbergasted on the swing before that. Took a long walk around the right-handed batter's box before digging back in, and then promptly launches one out of here to right field. Matt Garza trying to come inside with a fastball, just didn't get it in there far enough. A.J. with a lot of risks in his swing. When he's going well, he can flip that ball to the opposite field, or if you make a mistake on the inside part, he can do what he did right there.
Ball one to Viciedo. All the runs tonight coming on home runs. 3 by the Cubs, 1 for the White Sox. And when a catcher hits a home run, he doesn't have time to celebrate. He's got to put his gear back on.
We had a feeling the home run ball was going to be a factor tonight for Matt Garza. We were hoping he would keep it in the park, and for the Sox to win, we felt they needed to hit a lot of home runs. So it's the Cubs that have taken advantage of the wind here at U.S. Cellular Field, turned it into a launching pad so far.
Three and 1 on Viciedo. Flying to the warning track and left his first time up. Line foul. Like Garza's overthrowing a little bit after giving up that homer.
I think so, and the velocity has spiked a little bit. However, the location has not been exactly what Giovanni Soto was hoping for behind the plate. Better throttle back just a little bit and hit your spots.
In the dirt, and that's his first walk.
Quick trip to the mound by Giovanni Soto. I'm sure relaying kind of the same message we were just talking about here. Hey, you're pitching a great ball game. Your stuff is outstanding. All 4 of your pitches have been really good tonight. Just keep your emotions in check. Continue to pitch. Don't throw.
Matt trying to get his first win since April 29th when he beat the Phillies. 7 shutout innings on 1 hit. 4 losses, 3 no decisions since. There's a sign from Soto. Here he comes. Base hit center field. So a homer, a walk, and a single after Rios grounded out. And it'll bring up Hudson with 2 on. Call him the old dog, Orlando Hudson. Milwaukee leading Toronto 6-2. They're in the bottom of the 4th at Miller Park. Brett Laurie with a home run. It was in the 1st inning.
An interesting little interchange there between Luis Valbuena at 3rd, Starlin Castro at short, and Darwin Barney at 2nd, trying to figure out who's going to cover the bag at 2nd should the ground ball be hit to 3rd base. Initially it was Castro who was shaded way up the middle of the field, but as Castro moved a few steps back toward his shortstop position, Darwin Barney indicated to Valbuena that I'll be the guy to cover 2nd base if the ball is hit to you. We were talking about communication earlier on fly balls, but the same thing goes when you have some kind of a shift on the infield. You've got a guy at the plate who sprays the ball all over the diamond. Just want everybody to make sure they know who's going to cover that bag at 2nd if the ball's hit on the ground to the left side.
Another 0-2 on the way. As Hudson fights it off. Yankees looking for their 10th straight win. 5-2 they lead the Braves in the 8th. Mark Teixeira with his 12th home run. Looks like Garza's gotten his command back here in this at bat. Released earlier this year by the Padres. 5 days later signed with the White Sox. The pesky Orlando Hudson. You saw this story, Bob. The Peoria Chiefs with a win yesterday over the Clinton Lumber Kings 10-5. It was a 9-inning game. They ended the 1st half. Saturday night's game was suspended because members of the visitors ran onto the tarp, you know, like a lot of players do, but they left their spikes and their belts on.
Oh, no.
Resulting in rips in the tarp, which caused a lot of problem on the field. 1-2. So team president Rocky Vanaken, according to the Peoria Journal-Star article, estimated that new tarp's going to cost between $6,000 and $7,000. And yes, the Clinton Lumber Kings and or the parent Seattle Mariners will pick up the tab.
Did you have $6,000 worth of fun? Well, that's what the minor leagues are for. You learn that when you go out there during a rain delay, you take off your cleats.
Big strikeout for Garza. On the fastball, 2 down.
Good pitch. Just above the knees on the outer part of the plate. Orlando Hudson appeared to be in swing mode right there. He was going to chase anything close to the zone, but Garza just freezes him with a good fastball.
Still not out of the woods. Here's De Aza with 2 outs and still 2 on. Inside on a breaking ball. You did a little Double-A scouting trip. Not only did you get to see the Cubs Double-A affiliate, but the White Sox affiliate as well.
Had their own crosstown classic down in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Ground ball fair, picked up by Steve Clevenger, and he will step on first. Steve Clevenger, former Tennessee Smoker. 5-1 Cubs.
Spots tonight. Home run by Castro, home run by LaHare, home run by Soriano. Valbuena with a nice night going also. For a limited time, get exceptional lease deals on a new 2012 BMW 3 Series. Visit ChicagolandBMW.com for more information.
Zach Stewart's still in there. He's given up 5 runs on 3 home runs. And he rolls it foul.
I got to tell you, Len, I'm a little surprised Stewart is back out there. We mentioned coming out of the bullpen for a spot start here tonight. He's only pitched as much as 3 1/3 innings this season out of the bullpen, and it was apparent that not only did he run into a wall, but the wall fell on him in that 5th inning.
Rios will get over there near the line to retire Darwin Barney. And former Cub, left-hander Will Oman. He's up for the White Sox. Bob, either way, that is an omen.
It is an omen. Might be the only time he stops talking is when he's warming up to come into the ballgame.
The loquacious Will Oman. Luis Valbuena's 2 out of 2. That is foul. I talked to Dale Swaim about Ian Stewart. He's got a cortisone shot in the top of his left hand, and that left wrist feeling a little better. Stewart on the disabled list. Valbuena showing a nice glove over at third. Hit a home run off a lefty the other night against Boston. This will be Rios again at right. Tickets are still available for the 2012 Cubs season, including the next homestand against the Mets and the Astros starting next Monday, June 25th at Wrigley Field. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com, call 1-800-THE-CUBS, or visit the Wrigley Field box office. Giovanni Soto to deep left, and welcome back from the DL. A home run. His 4th of the year. Number 4 for the Cubs tonight. This is your 3rd 2-out home run tonight.
Loud contact that time for Giovanni Soto. Got a fastball, middle of the thighs, middle of the plate. Absolutely clobbered it to left field.
And that will be it for Zach Stewart. Will Oman coming on. For the Cubs, LaHare, Castro, Soriano, and Soto have all gone deep. Gio just coming off the disabled list. Visit your local Chicagoland Honda dealer today. Test drive a 2012 Honda Accord. Here's left-handed specialist Will Oman facing Tony Campana. And strike 1. Will got off to a slow start. has been a lot better lately. 2 earned runs over his last 11 appearances. Giving up a 209 average to lefties in his career. Slider low and outside. 1-2. And he got him. Campana strikes out. Soto with a home run. And the Cubs lead back to 5. It's 6-1. Trying to grab their first win against the White Sox this year. They're losing all 3 at Wrigley Field in May. Giovanni Soto cranking one to left in his first game back from the disabled list. Beckham, Dunn, and Konerko for the White Sox. Now it's over in New York. Mets 5, Orioles nothing. R.A. Dickey with consecutive 1-hitters. The last pitcher to throw consecutive 1-hitters was Dave Stieb in September of 1988, according to stats. Jim Tobin, as Beckham singles into left, of the Boston Braves in 1944, was the last National League pitcher to have back-to-back 1-hitters, according to Elias. I believe the Cubs will miss R.A. Dickey because his 5th day would be Saturday or Sunday, and then Mets are at Wrigley Field Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. I think R.A. Dickey is having the year he's having because he hiked up Mount Kilimanjaro last year.
Could be very spiritual. Climb the mountain, ask for advice, throw the knuckleball all the time.
Part of what makes Adam Dunn successful, believe it or not, is the fact he strikes out, because pitchers can get him out and pitchers make mistakes. So you try to get Adam Dunn out, and if you leak one over the plate, he'll hit it over the fence. If you work around him, he'll take his 4 balls and walk down to first. 1-2. Now 2-2. Got him, called strike 3, and Dunn has struck out all 3 times. Not a big fan of that call by Dan Iasonia. We'll get another look.
Right at the very bottom of the strike zone near that outside corner. We'll get a look on our Xfinity pitch tracks.
Great pitch.
That is just an ideal pitch, especially with the downward movement on that off-speed pitch.
Well, Robin Ventura is giving it to Dan Iasonia. Jeff Manto, their hitting coach, sitting next to the manager. He's standing right now. Ball 1 to Konerko. Fly ball deep center. DeJesus starting to run out of room. Off the top of the wall and out. A 2-run homer for Konerko. That ball hit the top of the yellow padding and bounded over the fence. '57 career homers in interleague play for Paul Konerko.
Strong man right there, partner. He didn't even hit that ball that well. Didn't make a great sound coming off his bat. He looks like he's a little unsure himself. Hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark and measured it perfectly right off the yellow stripe and on over for a 2-run bomb.
So it's 6-3 and it's 4-2. The left, this one's not going to carry as Rios flies out to Campana. 6-3 on the scoreboard, 4-2 in terms of home runs.
If somebody saw this score from out of town, they would assume it was being played at Wrigley with the wind blowing out.
One 1-0 on A.J. Przinsky. He homered in the 5th. And he lines out to Valbuena on a broken bat. Konerko with a 2-run homer, 6-3 as we head to the 7th. Cubs first base coach. Konerko with a 2-run homer and Sonia following up with Robin Ventura. Everybody tries to have the last word, even if it's civil.
Yeah,
Want to have the last word.
Yeah, it's part of your job as a manager and as a hitting coach is to stick up for your players. If you feel like they've been wronged, if there's a borderline call that maybe your pitcher hasn't been getting that's called on one of your hitters, part of your job.
Top of the order now against Will Oman. DeJesus takes a slider wide and low. Since Will Oman left the Cubs, he's been with Atlanta, the Dodgers, the Orioles, Marlins, now the White Sox. Battled a lot of elbow injuries when he was in the Cubs organization. Tommy John surgery in '02. A year later had a second surgery after breaking off a bone spur. Yet another operation after he lost feeling in 3 fingers. Missed all of '03. Went over 3.5 years between major league appearances. Between August of '01 and April of '05. And DeJesus got clipped. And he'll head down to first.
Those are the ones you worry about, Len. The ones down near the knob of the bat. Pinch the hand, pinch those fingers against the bat. There's not a lot of give whatsoever right there. Ooh. Whoa, good acting job by David. That ball appeared to hit the piece of the knob of the bat. You see he chokes up a little bit. Might have grazed him on that right hand, if at all.
Brings up Castro. Leadoff man is on. Called strike.
One more look look, try to slow it down as much as we can. That got all bat right there, it appeared. David has a future in Hollywood after his playing career is over. Good acting job. Has been a very usable left-hander for all those teams you mentioned at the major league level, but one thing he never mastered was a good pick-off move to first.
Fastball high. Yankees won again.
Oh hum.
10 in a row. 6-2 over Atlanta. CC Sabathia, complete game 7 hitter, gave up 2 runs, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. Low and inside. 2-1. Arizona just scored 4 runs in the first inning, leading at home over Seattle 4-0. Hector Noesi on the mound for the Mariners. Wade Miley for the D-backs, or the Argyle Sox, as Bob has renamed them for the week.
Follow the Cubs with the MLB.com at Bat 12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Cubs.com for details. Change the Mets to the Sweat Sox. Just play Sox the rest of the year.
The glove of Beckham into center. 2 on, nobody out. Another 3-hit night for Starlin Castro.
Went out of the strike zone this time. Slow curveball from Oman off the plate, up and away. Once again gets the bat on it. You know, Len, Alfonso Soriano took a lot of criticism for not running out on a line drive that he hit right at the third baseman. Watch Starlin Castro. This is a line drive to the second baseman. And even he stops momentarily. It's a natural reaction for a hitter. When you hit a ball right at a defender and you think he's going to catch it, just about everybody stops. But that time it's off the glove into center field. Castro able to advance on to first with a base hit.
Alfonso's teammates and manager came to his quick defense the other night, and even Fonzie said, if I hit a ground ball and I don't run, that's fair game. But I just think Soriano, I think unfairly sometimes takes more heat than other guys because of the contract. And you know, he knows that. And he was frustrated to hear the boos the other night at Wrigley. Nate Jones up for the White Sox.
And I'm not denying the fact that it looks bad. It always looks bad when a guy doesn't run down the first baseline. But on that particular play, I've seen it happen so many times over the course of my playing, coaching, managing, and broadcasting career. It's just a natural reaction from a hitter.
Your first reaction on a line drive is you're mad. You hit it right at somebody and they catch it. And it's usually a hard hit ball. Called strike on LaHare. Did you see David Ortiz's base running last night?
Unfortunately, I missed that.
And Cubs threw him out at the plate because he was caught gawking. It's one thing we have seen from some Cub base runners lately. I know Dave McKay will and has tried to nip in the bud, and that is with 2 outs especially, guys looking over their shoulder. Again, kind of a natural instinct, but the great thing about this game, especially Cubs baseball, going back to 1948, the games are all on TV and we have replays.
We can watch them later. Yeah.
You can see what happened in the corner and left when you go into the video room. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
And you may ask, well, why would a runner do that? Why are you coming down the third baseline looking back over your shoulder to see what's happening in left field? Once again, it's a natural reaction to know whether you're going to have a play at the plate or not. But the best thing to do is just put your head down, run as hard as you can, and trust that on-deck hitter who will be, in effect, the home plate coach. He's going to let you know whether you need to slide and which direction. Or stay on your feet.
Called strike 3 on a fastball. Outer third to get LaHare 1 out.
Will Oman just hammering away at the outside part of the plate. Pitch number 1 was a called strike, which got the entire at bat off to a bad start for Brian LaHare, and then one right on the edge for a called strike 3.
That'll be it for Ullman with Soriano due up. Looks like Nate Jones, who was getting loose earlier. 6-3 the Cubs lead, 2 on, 1 out in the 7th. He's got to be left-handed, right?
I would think so, yeah.
Now this guy's right-handed, Nate Jones.
Flamethrower. Average fastball sits at 97 miles per hour. They have a number of hard throwers in that bullpen for the White Sox. Also throws a slider. Brought on to face Alfonso Soriano, who homered to deep center field his last time up.
3 rookies in the White Sox bullpen. Reset for you. DeJesus hit by a pitch. He moved to second on a single by Castro. LaHare struck out looking. All those at bats against Will Oman. And here's a tall right-hander, Nate Jones, with a slider for a strike. .6'5", 185. String Bean Jones. Going to throw to first, and Castro got back in time. Bob, whenever we go to Cincinnati, we're looking at his hometown of Covington, Kentucky, as we sit in the booth at Great American Ballpark.
100 on that last fastball. Titanic blast to straightaway center field. If there's such a thing as decks in the bushes out there, that was in the second deck of bushes.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Soriano catches one of those 100-mile-per-hour fastballs on the barrel of the bat. He may fly right past the other one.
Sharply hit ground ball through for a base hit. DeJesus around third. He will score. Castro to third. Soriano with his second RBI, 7-3. First time either team has scored a run that has not been the result of a home run.
Not as glamorous as the home run, but equally effective. Drives home a teammate. with a hard ground ball up the middle of the field. If you can get it past Ramirez, you hit it hard. Watch Starlin Castro looking back over his shoulder into center field. That is such a horrible, horrible habit. Pat Listash is standing right there. That's his job. That's what he does for a living. He takes great pride in helping his base runners coming around second into third, whether they should slide, stand up, round the bag and score, round the bag and see what's happening. It has to slow you down as a base runner to run with your head looking back behind where you just came from. You never see sprinters in the Olympics looking back at the start line.
Base hit right field. Castro in. Cubs get those 2 runs right back after the Konerko homer in the last half inning. 8-3.
A lot of velocity on that fastball, but fairly straight. Steve Clevenger gets the barrel out in front and hooks that ball through into right field. Castro can jog home on that one.
Starlin has scored 3 times tonight. Well, Will Oman charged with a couple of runs. 2/3 of an inning. And it's Barney with 2 on. That gets by. Brzezinski will throw to third, and he almost threw it away. Orlando Hudson just saved a run.
What a great play by Orlando Hudson. This is not going to show up in a box score. It doesn't count as anything, but saves A.J. Brzezinski a throwing error and saves his team at least a run. That ball caroms very nearly right back to him. He got to it quickly. Soriano not going hard the entire way, but able to get in safely as that throw was way into foul territory.
Infield in. The 1-0 pitch to Barney. Base hit right field. Soriano scores. Clevenger to third. They're pouring it on now. 3 consecutive RBI singles here in the 7th.
Keep the line moving.
Left-hander Hector Santiago trying to get ready in a hurry. Valbuena. Deep right field. Luis Valbuena gone. That's a 3-run jack to make it 12-3. Five blasts by the Cubs tonight.
Well, we haven't seen a lot of Nate Jones, but this is a perfect example how velocity in and of itself is not enough to get big league hitters out. He's just firing fastballs right down the middle of the plate, touching triple digits, and the Cubs are teeing him up.
Most runs the Cubs have scored all year. Most home runs they've hit in a game all year. Valbuena with his 3rd hit. 6-run 7th. And they have hit their way to a dozen runs. They haven't walked. They did use the hit batter de Jesus to start this inning, but they have done it with the bats. 14 hits. His Gio's stance is a little different. The left knee is the front knee. It's the knee on which he had surgery. And he lines that one into right center.
You may remember right before the knee injury, Gio had gone back to his batting stance that he used in the past so effectively, a lot more of a crouch. But with the surgically repaired knee, maybe just doesn't feel comfortable getting in that exaggerated crouch. Whatever he's doing, keep doing it.
Well, Nate Jones came on, faced 5 hitters, gave up 5 hits, 4 singles, and a 3-run homer. Looks like it'll be the left-hander Santiago, with the Cubs leading by 9 in the 7th. It appeared the White Sox were creeping back into this game. When you go back to that series at Wrigley Field, exactly a month ago, the Cubs scored 6 runs the entire weekend, and losing all 3. They have doubled that total just here tonight, 7 innings.
See the numbers for Hector Santiago on the season. A 4-pitch guy, fastball, slider, changeup, splitter. Throws a lot of fastballs.
Jason Campana with Soto at first. And a fly ball to left, not where Tony wants to make his living. Ciedo makes a grab, 2 outs. Back to the top, and DeJesus, who was hit by a pitch to start this inning, or at least the umpire indicated he was hit by a pitch. Our replay seemed to show it hit the knob of the bat. This is the most runs the Cubs have ever scored in this ballpark, according to Cubs historian Ed Hardig. Previous high was 10 runs back on July 10th, 1999.
Just hope this long half inning doesn't have any effect on Matt Garza as he goes back out to take the ball to start the bottom half of the 7th inning. And with a comfortable lead, a seemingly comfortable lead at 12-3, you might see some activity in that Cubs bullpen anyway. To stay loose over there, has that throwing arm wrapped in a towel.
He's been hit again. This time he was hit. There's no doubt. On a breaking ball.
If you have to get hit by a pitch twice in one inning, those are 2 of the best ways to do it. A slow breaking ball that caught him on the back of the right arm, and a fastball that hit the knob of the bat.
Are we assuming that ties a major league record, hit by a pitch twice in one inning? I can't imagine anybody's been hit 3 times in an inning. That would require your team to score what?
A lot of runs.
A lot of runs. Sean Camp was up. stung a little bit. One and one on Castro. Starlin now at 27 3-hit games since the start of last year. Only Michael Bourne has more in the National League since the beginning of 2011. Eight of the 9 Cubs with a hit, and the only one who doesn't has been hit twice. And for David DeJesus, he's the 6th player to be hit by a pitch 2 times in 1 inning. Rare but not unprecedented. Frank Thomas once got hit twice in 1 inning. On the ground at third as Hudson charges. And what an inning for the Cubs. 11 batters, 6 of them scored, and it's 12-3.
That's our Bud Fan Cam, brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds.
Cubs leading 12-3, and Sean Camp will come on here in the 7th. Carlos Marmol has been reinstated as a Cubs closer, which frees up Dale Swain to use guys like Camp and Russell earlier in the ball game and setup roles. Pitching with a big lead here tonight, 1-0 on WCIU. Sliders strike on the outside corner. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike 3. Your thoughts on Matt Garza tonight? 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. Struck out 6, walked 1. Gave up the 2 homers, but this was a night where you were going to be fortunate to not give up a home run or 2.
I think the real turning point was the hitter after A.J. Pierzynski. Pierzynski hit the solo home run to put the White Sox on the board. He turned right around and walked WCIU and looked like he was overthrowing the ball badly, but quickly got himself back into a good rhythm, found the strike zone, and continued to pitch well. Even though he did surrender a home run to Paul Konerko, I thought he pitched pretty good in this ball game tonight. Real good stuff early on. Hey, under the conditions against a team that hits bunches of home runs, that's a real good outing.
charged by Valbuena. 2 down here in the White Sox 7th.
I think it speaks to how badly Dale Swaim wants to take game 1 of this series that Sean Kemp is even in this ball game here in the bottom of the 7th inning. You mentioned Carlos Marmolis reclaimed his role as the closer, moving Sean Kemp and James Russell into that setup role in the 7th and 8th inning. And with a 9-run lead, a lot of options in that Cubs bullpen, but Dale choosing to go to his best right-handed setup guy.
Chopper to Barney, who will get Hudson. Nice job, Sean Kemp. 1, 2, 3, 7. 12-3 Cubs as we head to the 8th. Having fun on the south side here tonight, leading 12-3. It's not been a very fun place for them to play over the past few years. It's the most runs they've ever scored here at U.S. Cellular Field. 1 strike on Brian LaHare. He hit a home run in the 3rd inning. Go ahead 2-run shot. Down 0-2 here against the left-hander Hector Santiago. Fastball is outside. He struck him out swinging. Paid crowd tonight 33,215. Soriano looks at a changeup for a strike. Cleveland beats Cincinnati in a slugfest tonight, 10-9. Five home runs in that game combined. The Reds' 6-game winning streak is history. And nothing to report on the Lowe Baker feud. I guess everything stayed calm.
Well, you can
Derek
be sure
Lowe got knocked around.
They'll both be asked about it again after the game. You can be sure of that.
Oh yeah.
That's the problem with I'm not saying either guy started the feud, but once it gets started, it's tough to stop it.
Let's play the feud.
Not exactly the Hatfields and the McCoys, but
Right. 3-2 on the Cubs DH. Swing and a miss on a change.
Santiago is a guy that comes with a reputation of throwing a lot of fastballs, as I mentioned when he came into the ball game, but really relying heavily on that straight changeup here so far tonight. Been an effective pitch for him.
Far outside corner. Houston leading Kansas City 4-2. They're in the 8th. Ryan Bixler with a home run for the Astros. Big preview of upcoming American League matchups between the Royals and the Astros starting next year. Konerko will field, and that's a 1-2-3. Sending us to the bottom of the 8th. All Cubs leading 12-3. GN Sports tomorrow night, 6:30 for the pregame. Travis Wood for the Cubs. Jake Peavy will go for the White Sox on Wednesday night's game as well. Bob and I will have the call. As Randy Wells filling in for Ryan Dempster will face Gavin Floyd of the White Sox. One strike on De Aza. 1-1.
We talk about it all the time, Len. Adversity creates opportunity for somebody else, and certainly the Cubs would much prefer to have Ryan Dempster make that start on Wednesday, but an opportunity for Randy Wells to reestablish his place on this Cubs pitching staff.
Tight. Rangers out to a 2-1 lead early at San Diego. Matt Harrison against former Cub Jason Marquis. Popped up out into left. And Tony Campana calls it in. 1 out. Diaz is 0 for 4. Bring up Gordon Beckham. No, it won't. Eduardo Escobar instead.
Escobar getting a pinch hit at bat here in the blowout ball game. For 3 straight years, he's been voted by Baseball America as the best defensive infielder in the Sox organization.
Matt Cain pitching tonight for the Giants. Bounce toward right, cut off by Barney. Nice slide and spin to get him. Vandermeer's record is intact as Cain gave up a run in the first, another in the second. 2-2 tie as the Angels bat in the second. Jerome Williams, another former Cub, pitching for the Angels. It's a rematch of the 2002 World Series. Going into tonight's matchup, Albert Pujols 8 for 14, 2 homers, 4 walks against Matt Cain. Keep an eye on that. And Albert drove in a run on a sac fly in his first debut. Done 3 at bats, 3 Ks. How much did striking out bother you as a hitter? I know you had 20 home runs in your best year, 1984. Probably struck out a fair amount that year, but guys like Adam Dunn strike out a lot. Are they extra upset every time they strike out? That time he hits through the shift?
I think it depends on the kind of strikeout. You know, if you get good swings and you're fouling the ball straight back and you swing through a good fastball that's in your happy zone, yeah, you're frustrated, but you feel like you had good swings. If you chase bad pitches out of the zone, get fooled by off-speed pitches, that's a little more upsetting.
Actually, the year you hit 20, you only struck out 52 times.
Really?
Walked 48. Yeah.
Why couldn't I do that more often?
You had 3,002 career plate appearances. You struck out 438 times. Not that much, but think about how many at-bats that is over the course of a career. Let's see here. Let's see the guys like Reggie Jackson, Jim Thome. Let's see, Reggie Jackson, 2,597 career strikeouts. Thome 2,504. Adam Dunn's 8th on the list. He'll probably get up to 2,000 by year's end. So you struck out 400 plus times. Could you imagine? Times 6. That's how many times Reggie Jackson struck out.
Take the strikeouts to go along with all those homers.
Sure.
Reggie hit.
But that's over 5 years worth of plate appearances, in which you don't put a ball in play. What if Reggie, the first 5 years of his career, struck out in every at bat?
Every at bat.
Then after that, he just hit home run after home run after home run after home run. That'd be fun. 12-3 Cubs.
Starlin Castro, 3 more hits, including his 6th home run of the season. 2 RBI, give him 38 on the year. Big night for Star. Player of the game brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds.
Bunch of changes here. Willabridge, after pinch hitting for Konerko, will stay in and play first. Escobar will remain in and play second as Darwin Barney hits a high fly out into center. De Aza will make the grab. Jordan Danks is playing right, and Tyler Flowers is catching. The brother of John Danks. Robin Ventura has emptied his bench here late, down by 9. What a night for Valbuena. Two singles and a 3-run homer. His average has gone up from 161 to over 300. That's what happens when you're playing in just your 5th game.
Limited at bats, a multi-hit game. That average tends to shoot up in a hurry.
Swing and a miss on a 2-0, now 2-1. Santiago came in, got the final 2 outs of the 7th, 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. These are the kinds of relief outings you just don't get a ton of in the National League because that pitcher spot's going to come up at some point. Lefties do all right against Santiago. Over 300 this year as Valbuena fouls that one off.
And Valbuena hangs in pretty tough against left-handed pitching. Once again, adversity creating an opportunity. The wrist injury by Ian Stewart, putting him on the disabled list and giving somebody, in this case Luis Valbuena, an opportunity to get some at bats and some playing time at third base, taking full advantage here tonight.
See Joe Mather here in this inning. Escobar is out, and now coming in, makes the catch.
Well, ended up almost where he started. Went sprinting out into right field. The wind got a hold of that ball, pushed it right back to very nearly his starting position. Valbuena just missed that one. Hit it a mile high. And Escobar says, I think I got it. Right at the edge of the infield grass.
I'm sure Dale Swain will ask Giovanni Soto when he comes in tomorrow how that knee responded. Did play 9 innings yesterday for Iowa. 9 innings at least to this point tonight.
Not only is Gio standing a little more upright in that right-handed batter's box, he too carries his hands a little lower than he ever has before, and then gets him back up into that good hitting position as the ball is delivered.
Full count, 3-2.
Not all players, but most players continually tinker with their stance, try to find that comfort zone.
Third strikeout for Santiago. We go to the last of the 9th. 12-3 Cubs. Hitting 5 home runs. Season high. So season best in runs and hits. Leading 12-3. Here's Manny Corpus.
6th game for Manny Corpus, pitched a total of 7 innings, surrendered only 4 base hits and a run up to this point. A lot of sliders, a lot of different arm angles for Manny Corpus.
This will be Matt Garza's first win since April 29th. That was 8 starts ago. As Jordan Danks takes a fastball inside, 4-1. We had seen Danks a fair amount in spring training last few years. 7th rounder at the University of Texas in 2008, and a high fly ball that's slicing out of play. Campana ran out of room. You were going to ask me who was playing right for the White Sox.
He's going to.
Well, you can if you want.
Well, who is this guy at the plate?
Thanks.
You're welcome.
5 for 12 with a double. Tell you what, he's a left-handed hitting version of Alexei Ramirez. Tall and lanky.
Long and lean.
Yeah. 6'4", 210. Sharply hit on the ground. Darwin Barney, 4 out, number 1. Well, this is a different looking lineup we mentioned tonight. All 3 starting outfielders starting at their positions for the first time this season. Both catchers on the roster in the game. And do you think Dale will go right back to this lineup tomorrow night, considering the offensive output? It'll be Jake Peavy on the mound.
I think the real question will be, as you mentioned just a moment ago, Giovanni Soto, and how much of a workload do you want to put on him coming right off the disabled list?
Tyler Flowers grounds out.
So you put a 12 spot on the board.
Hard to change.
Hard to change.
Yeah. Pretty simple to say that the result of this lineup is exactly what Dale had envisioned, but it really is. I mean, you're playing Brian LaHare in right. DeJesus has played a lot of center. That's not a big deal, but it is his first game there this year. We've got Steve Clevenger, not totally out of position, but playing his second position, you'd say. But all these guys in the lineup because of the most optimal offensive order. Big, vicious cut by Viciato. 1-1.
And looking at the numbers against Jake Peavy, there's nothing that really leaps off the page where you say, I need to get that guy in there against Peavy tomorrow. So, yeah, I would anticipate the lineup tomorrow is going to look very similar to the lineup tonight.
Paints a fastball in the outside corner. And the Cubs are a strike away. 1-2. Many people have headed for the exits, but a lot of fans in blue are standing. Swing and a miss. Cubs win. The Cubs pound 5 home runs out of the ballpark and blast the White Sox tonight. Your final score, the Cubs 12, the White Sox 3. We'll have more from the South Side in a moment.